Can you tell us your first name and your age?
My name is Molly and I'm 25.
What does it mean to be you?
What does it mean to be me? To be me, the core pieces of who I am are, being a woman, being a runner, being a writer. And I think in order to be me, you have to be all three of those combined. It means, loving your family and being loyal, persistent, passionate about whatever you decide to do.
What does it mean to be perfect?
I don't know if you can really define that, because perfect is kind of a concept that you're always trying to achieve for something better. And I don't think that there really is perfection. That's something that I personally have learned, not necessarily the hard way, but through my own journey of figuring out that I can't produce perfection, because perfection is always going to be one step above what I'm hoping to produce. And so, yeah, I think that that's what perfect is. It's that abstract thing that you can never really achieve.
What does it mean to be 25?
It means being young and vibrant and at the cusp of a very exciting life. For other people, it might mean figuring out what their late 20s are going to look like, figuring out what their career is going to look like, and I think that some of those things apply to me as well. But I think 25 is really different for everyone, because we all start out at different places.
What does it mean to be kind?
I think to be kind is to not be judgmental, to give pieces of yourself selflessly, and to not withhold pieces of yourself. I think it's being considerate of others and being thoughtful of the fact that everyone's different and they come to you in a different place and a different mindset, and that we all have different experiences. And I think to be kind is to be welcoming.
What does it mean to be a friend?
To be a friend to someone is to be there for them regardless of what they need, and knowing who they are and loving them for who they are, for all of their flaws and for all of their strengths. It means being loyal to them. It means maybe knowing what they need before they even know that they need it, but only telling them if they want you to tell them. It means being there and knowing who that person is and walking through life with them. To some people, I think friendship is, just a kind interaction, and they see this person, they smile daily, and it might be a person at work at a desk. And to me, friendship's a little bit more in depth than that. It's really developing a relationship with someone over a long period of time to a point where that person feels like family.
What does it mean to be successful?
To be successful could be that you are really rich and have the house of your dreams and have the family of your dreams and the pet of your dreams and the car of your dreams. But I think really successful is if you're content with what you have. And maybe that is just a small little cabin in the woods, which would be my dream. But I think success is contentedness.
What does it mean to be confident?
To be confident means to know who you are and to not let anything shake you from that definition of who you are. I think you aren't really confident if you fail and suddenly you don't know who you are anymore, or someone insults you and you take it home that day and you mull over it and you mull over it and you mull over it. I think confidence is really walking into this world saying, this is who I am and you better take it or leave it.
What does it mean to be present?
To be present is, I guess a cliche definition is to be in the moment. But I think that that's really difficult for a lot of us, because if we're in a moment, most of us are thinking about what we're going to make for dinner, or what next task that we have to do, or our dog needs to go for a walk, or whatever's on that big to-do list that's in our brain, or maybe thinking about the interaction that we had a couple of hours ago. I think to be present is to feel and to hear and to see everything around you and to engage with it critically and actively.
What does it mean to be human?
I think to be human is to be a social animal, an animal who needs their community, whether we believe it or not. It means to know that you are alive and that your reflection is you. It means the capacity to grow and self-actualize and become greater than what you were born as, to move beyond your instincts as an animal, and to create connections with this world.
What does it mean to be in love?
I think that's a tricky question because everyone has a different definition of what love is for them, and we're always seeking different things out of relationships and out of love, and love is different at every stage of your life. What I thought it meant to be in love as, a 12-year-old was really different from the version that I found myself in when I was 15. And then that version at 15 is so different from what my version was I was 20 when I met Brian, but I didn't really love him until I was 21. So I think the definition of that was, so different from my first love experience. I think to be in love is to kind of fall into someone else. And I don't know if falling in love is really about respect or admiration as much as it is about the getting swept up in a wave of that emotion of who that person is and of wanting their touch and wanting to see them all the time and wanting to talk to them and loving the intonations of their voice and the feel of their palms. And it is one of those things that brings you right into the moment because you're so into that person in front of you. And it's an amazing experience.
Can you tell us who Brian is to you?
Brian is my husband, or as I call it, my forever partner.
What does it mean to be an adult?
To be an adult is hard. It means that you've got a lot of responsibilities that you never knew you could possibly have when you were 12 years old and wishing you were one. It means to have the autonomy to decide what you want to do for yourself and the career that you want to pursue, the amount of money you want to make, the kind of family you want to have. It's also just tough. It's hard, but it's worth it because of the amount of autonomy you have.
What does it mean to be lucky?
Luck is an interesting concept in and of itself because it doesn't really truly exist. It's kind of you focusing on the good things that have happened to you in a concurrent amount of time. And so to be lucky truly is just you paying attention to the good things that have consistently happened to you within the past maybe month or year. So really it's to be lucky is to pay attention to the good things that are happening to you.
What does it mean to be a family?
To be a family is to unconditionally love each other and know each other in ways that others cannot.
What does it mean to be popular?
To be popular is to be admired for certain traits and characteristics that people wish they had or believe to be admirable. And that is a concept that will continually change and change and change. So what's cool in my time is certainly not cool today.
What does it mean to be proud?
I think to be proud is to know your worth. I think that sometimes there's a negative association with the word proud, especially within religious definitions, because it assumes that you don't also have the capacity to be humble. But I think to be proud is to know your worth, and I think that that's really important when you're walking through life.
What does it mean to be free?
To me, the definition of freedom is having the ability to choose what I do with my time. That is why I struggle with office jobs and work schedules like that, because I think time is the most valuable thing to me, and I don't like it when other people tell me what to do with it. And in that sense, it doesn't necessarily feel freeing to have an office job. Yeah, I think freedom really is about time for me.
What does it mean to be a role model?
To be a role model is to be someone who is worth looking up to, who treats others well, who is kind, caring, who supports others just as much as they support and believe in themselves. It is someone who is always striving to be better. It is someone who knows that they are a leader but doesn't use that leadership for anything negative. It's someone who understands that people are watching them, but that's not why they do what they do. They are naturally good.
What does it mean to be safe?
To be safe is to be comfortable and to not fear that you are being judged, or that your home's going to be taken away from you, or that your friend is betraying you, or to not fear for your life. I think safe is really in many different contexts has many different meanings. To some people who have had different backgrounds, it's going to mean one thing, whereas for me, feeling safe is it's a lot more about relationships.
What does it mean to be happy?
I don't know if anyone really knows what it means to be happy, and I don't think I operate with that thought in mind either of me wanting to be happy. I really think it means that you are comfortable with who you are and you're content with what you have, and that you can actually be in that moment enjoying it.
What does it mean to be a survivor?
It could mean you surviving your own journey into self-actualization, you surviving sexual assault, you surviving a tornado or a fire. I think it really means coming out of something stronger than where you came from.
What does it mean to be home?
To be with the people you love. Home is all about the people. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're with the people you love, that's where home is.